Right, hopefully you can see a lot better today what I'm doing. So I've managed to use a selfie stick, which is working okay. You should see my belly, sorry. Hey! Right, okay. Now it's gone on to focus on this. Okay, try and get it to focus again. Try and get it focused. Right, okay, cool. Right, okay. So now it's the fun thing. So this is video 3, and obviously try and find my other videos if you've missed them. I've shown you already how to put masking tape to get the edges, keep them clear. I've showed you how to measure the sections, and you've got all your sections ready to go. So now we actually start drawing, which is the fun bit. So you can see I've got all my lines as the same as the photograph. Now it's entirely up to you how you want to start it and which square you want to start on. My last drawing, which was, let me just find it, this one. Right, now you can see how like the photograph it is, very similar at all. In fact, it's identical. I actually started with this square here because I was drawn to the staircase, so I actually started on this side and worked my way across. I think this time I'm going to work from left to right because I'm right-handed and it's less likely to smudge that way. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I was talking about shading it so it wasn't just white, so you're not working just from the white at the start. Sometimes it's a lot easier to draw and use a rubber to get detail when it's like grey. So I actually recommend, whether it's portrait or whatever you're doing, to start with a light, you can see it's not, you know, it's very rough, rough sketching, just to colour the background in, unless you've actually got coloured paper which you're starting with. It just gives a basis, and you just rub it with your fingers, and you'll find that the edging that you've got with your masking tape will have that perfect outline. Okay, right, okay, so now we're ready to start. So since I'm going to start from left to right, what we need is a ruler. Now I use centimetres because inches are a bit awkward, especially if you're using a picture like this. You can do any size picture, it doesn't have to be this sort of scale. Whatever scale picture you're doing, you need to make sure that you've got the fine centimetres and millimetres. Okay, right, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to measure the different points. So let's say we start from top left, so we've got a line going across landscape there. Now that line, so if we sort of measure across, so we've got a point for where the chimney starts, there's like a chimney up that side, so I'll measure across, and that's showing that it's, let's see, 0.7 across of a centimetre, so that's 0.7 millimetres. So don't know why I say points, but I do. So we do 0.7, we put a dot, think of this like dot to dot. So you start 0.7, so it's 0.7 there, that's where it starts. And we can also do where it finishes on the, so we go, and it's 4 centimetres exactly where it finishes. So okay, let me just see where that is. Sorry, it's not 4, sorry, it's, the actual line goes at 4, so that's 4 centimetres across, but we're actually on 2 point, I think it's 2.5, just a little bit over, so 2.5 centimetres, and we'll mark, that's where, so I've just marked there and there, and we'll mark from the top, so we don't join those two because there's no join. We've got to just mark where this one starts across, so that one's measuring at, so we're going from there to there where it starts, so that's 1 centimetre roundabouts, and I'm just going to guess here a minute. So that's 1 centimetre, and then you can sort of join, so the line you had before, so you're joining that up. Okay, I'm going to do it relatively dark so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we've now created that line, the chimney line there. Can you see that? Okay, so from the top down, it is about 1 centimetre down. So actually, yeah, it's ending about the right place. We know it's going at an angle, so you've got to keep an eye out of your angles, so you know it's not, that isn't going straight, it's actually going down, at, like from, here we go, so we go from there, it's actually going down. So we're actually going to measure that as well. I'm not going to do all of this measuring, by the way, just so you can get an idea of what I do and how I measure. Okay, so it's 1.4 down. So don't worry about the across to start, we just do the 1.4 down and then measure across. I hope this is making sense. So that's 2 centimetres. Okay, so that's exactly right. I've actually guessed that pretty well. I am pretty good at guessing where it comes to art. So again, we join. Okay, I do apologise if that just went off. It did, I don't know where we got to, but anyway, I've just done that roof bit, which is that bit using measurements. Okay, you can also do a little bit of a guess job. You don't have to measure the whole thing. You can guess sometimes. It does work quite well. So again, we've got this bit here that we want to measure to see how far from that line that is. So we go, okay, let's see. So just about 2, just under 2 centimetres. Okay, so that's about right. I'm pretty good at this now, aren't I? I'd already guessed that and it was exactly 2, so there we go. And now if we just get the last part, which is this bit, so we'll see where that starts on that line. Okay, so we just have a look from the top. It is it's 2.7. So we are 2.7 down that line. So 2.7, and then we connect the dots. So again, this is for all you out there that aren't very good at guesswork, which not everybody is. There we go. So we've got the basics there. You can do a couple where you're just sort of like plotting it. So you've got the basic outline of where it's supposed to be. What I would suggest doing, if you get a bit confused by too much detail going on, is block off. Literally block off that section. So you can use a piece of paper, so you literally, all you're focusing on is the section you're working on, and then you can start to put in the detail. Now on the next video, so you can go across, do the whole thing like that, or you can just focus on individual things, which is what I do. I tend to focus on each thing and get it perfect, then move on to the next one. So the next video I'm going to show you how I do fine detail and how I draw and shade and tone everything. So I hope this has been useful. Let me just do a close-up for you before I come off. Okay, so you can see that the outline has been done using, so we know that's about where the chimney is. So you can see that that's how it's going to happen, and like obviously we're going to start bringing the other squares into that too. Okay, I'll see you in just a moment.